The Bloodline saga in WWE continues to unfold with high anticipation for the upcoming clash between the OG Bloodline and Solo Sikoa's faction at Crown Jewel 2024. The WWE Universe is thrilled about this family showdown, and the latest episode of Raw added a surprising twist involving Sami Zayn. Initially, the former honorary Use was seen backstage with Jey Uso, advising him not to get involved in the family feud again. However, the YET Master dismissed this advice, stating that it was a family matter. Later, Jimmy Uso spotted Sami in a private conversation with Solo Sikoa. This moment shocked Jey, who had placed significant trust in his former Bloodline ally. This scene led to speculation that Sami Zayn might turn heel after a year to join Solo Sikoa's Bloodline faction, only to betray him later. It's possible that after this conversation, Solo will convince the 40-year-old star and manipulate him to get recruited into the faction. However, as events unfold, Sami might regret his decision and eventually betray the self-proclaimed tribal chief to side with the OG Bloodline. If this heel direction for Sami Zayn materializes, it could be a brief arc for him in WWE. After all, even WWE knows that aligning Sami with the OG Bloodline would be more impactful for the storyline than his alliance with Solo Sikoa's faction. After the recent interaction between Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn on Raw, fans are beginning to see that the new Bloodline leader may have been setting up Sami's heel turn for weeks. The EULA follow holder has been sharing posts featuring the 40-year-old on his official Instagram story for some time. Now, fans are interpreting it as hints towards Solo's intention to recruit Sami into his faction against the OG Bloodline. Interestingly, during Roman Reigns' entire Bloodline storyline, Solo was the only member who never had a personal feud with Sami. However, Jimmy, Jey, and even Roman each had conflicts with him that ultimately led to Sami turning on the head of the table and leaving the faction. The fact that the new Bloodline leader hasn't had any personal rivalry with Sami Zayn adds an intriguing layer to the storyline. Overall, these subtle details strengthen the possibility that Solo Sikoa might successfully recruit Sami Zayn into the Bloodline 2.0 on SmackDown. Only time will reveal what will unfold following their recent conversation on WWE Raw. The wrestling world is abuzz with the tantalizing prospect of a surprising heel turn in WWE, as fans speculate that a major star might join Solo Sikoa's branch of the Bloodline, only to ultimately betray him in a shocking twist. Such a storyline would add fresh intrigue to WWE's most prominent faction and could signal a new direction for both the Bloodline and WWE's landscape. Let's explore how this storyline could unfold, the dramatic depth it could bring, and the impact on WWE's future. To make this storyline a success, WWE would need to carefully choose a star who has been a fan favorite for a significant amount of time. This individual could be someone whose alignment with the Bloodline would shock fans, adding immediate intrigue. Let's imagine it's a fan favorite like Drew McIntyre, who has recently been positioned as a lone wolf with a sense of unfinished business after failing to recapture the WWE Championship from Roman Reigns. This hypothetical scenario could work with any major star, but McIntyre would be especially interesting due to his history with Roman, his love-hate relationship with fans, and his character arc as a driven warrior who's still searching for his place. After over a year of struggling in the face role, Drew could start becoming more aggressive and less forgiving in his promos, leaving hints that he's dissatisfied with his current role and frustrated with his lack of gold. WWE could build tension over months as Drew seems to drift further from his fan-friendly persona. Eventually, after an explosive face-to-face encounter with Solo Sikoa, Solo could propose an alliance with Drew, offering him a path to championship gold under the Bloodline's banner. In this storyline, we'd see Solo Sikoa taking charge, positioning himself as the heir to the Bloodline in the absence of Roman Reigns, who could be on a break or phased into a part-time role. Solo has demonstrated a ruthless edge, often acting as the Bloodline's enforcer, and is slowly evolving into his own version of a leader. For months, WWE has teased that Solo has untapped potential, which could mean that he's looking to carve out his own niche within WWE, possibly under a new Bloodline. Once Drew is a part of the Bloodline, WWE could focus on building the duo's chemistry as a dominant force on SmackDown. The pair could go on a tear through the roster, with Solo trusting Drew to watch his back while they secure victory after victory. They could even capture the tag team championships, showcasing their synergy and ruthlessness as a team. Drew's transformation into a ruthless heel would be convincing and give fans a fresh perspective on his character. However, WWE could subtly tease that Drew has other intentions, allowing small cracks to show in his allegiance. Moments of tension could arise when Solo doesn't see eye to eye with Drew on how to handle certain situations, or when Solo suggests a course of action that Drew is hesitant to follow. These moments would be brief, maybe even ending with Drew doubling down on his commitment to the Bloodline, making fans question his loyalty. The ultimate betrayal could take place at a high-stakes event, like WrestleMania or Survivor Series, when Solo is vying for a significant title or needs Drew's assistance in a critical match. By this point, fans would be fully invested in Drew's new heel persona, possibly even rooting for the Bloodline's success in its redefined form. Drew's deception would have maximum impact if Solo were in a match that could solidify him as the true leader of the Bloodline, perhaps for a title that Roman Reigns previously held, symbolizing his ascension. In this scenario, Drew would betray Solo at the most critical moment, costing him the match and exposing his alliance with the Bloodline as a ruse. Drew could then cut a brutal promo, revealing that he joined the Bloodline only to destroy it from the inside, claiming that he despises everything it stands for and wanted to make Solo suffer by making him trust someone who would ultimately tear him down. This betrayal would shatter Solo and shock the fans who had begun to see the Bloodline's new direction as genuine. The fallout of Drew's betrayal would set the stage for one of the hottest rivalries in WWE. Solo, who has grown accustomed to Drew's support and camaraderie, would now face the ultimate personal and professional challenge, proving that he can take down the man who deceived him and avenge the Bloodline's honor. Drew's heel heat would be astronomical, and his feud with Solo would be both a deeply personal grudge match and a storyline with massive implications for WWE's landscape. As they clash in a series of brutal encounters, Solo could slowly reclaim his independence, positioning himself as a legitimate star outside the Bloodline's shadow. Their feud would also elevate Solo to main event status, with Drew now firmly entrenched as a top-tier heel. The ultimate payoff could come when Solo finally defeats Drew, symbolizing his growth and the end of the Bloodline's chaotic influence. This storyline would also open doors for other characters. Jey Uso could return to confront Drew and stand by Solo, furthering his own character arc. Even Roman Reigns could be involved in the feud, returning to confront Drew for his betrayal or to lend Solo the guidance he needs to face his biggest foe. The ripple effects could impact the whole roster, with Drew and Solo's feud likely pulling in allies and rivals as the intensity of their war escalates. This storyline wouldn't just be about Drew and Solo, it would set a new precedent for WWE storytelling. By allowing a major face to join the Bloodline, turn heel, and then orchestrate a shocking betrayal, WWE would demonstrate a commitment to complex character development and multi-layered narratives. Fans would be invested in every twist, wondering if Drew's betrayal might lead to other unexpected alliances or heel turns. This feud would serve as an example of how WWE can breathe new life into long-standing factions by introducing unpredictable twists and giving established stars new roles. This kind of storyline could also redefine how WWE develops factions, emphasizing a sense of loyalty, deception, and revenge that would resonate with fans on an emotional level. Solo Sikoa's journey from enforcer to betrayed leader would make him one of WWE's most relatable characters, while Drew's role as a cunning, ruthless heel would cement him as one of the most despised yet compelling figures in the business. If WWE executes this storyline, they could build one of the most compelling rivalries in recent history. Drew's betrayal of Solo would add fresh drama to the Bloodline's legacy, introducing a new level of complexity to WWE's roster dynamics. As Solo battles for redemption and Drew becomes the ultimate heel, WWE would give fans a storyline filled with twists, betrayal, and redemption, marking a new era for its characters and captivating audiences worldwide.